Hi guys, my name is Captain Smith, a Ghanaian YouTuber, content creator, living in the United States, and I'm here with.
Sam Charles, an author, podcast host, and probably a law student. Yeah.
Okay. How are you, Sam?
Charlie, by God's grace, I'm fine. How about you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. So you on the east side, right?
Yeah, Charlie.
Yeah.
West
Yeah.
Virginia,
Yeah.
eastern
West.
side of America. Or, be the eastern side.
Yeah, east. The east. I'm the
Okay.
west. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. So we have a couple of things to talk about um traveling to the United
Yeah,
States. That's basically the topic for today, and it's
exactly, Charlie.
an American dream, and we are both Ghanaians, and it's
Hmm.
mainly focused on Africans
Yeah,
traveling to the United States and
yeah.
how people have like the things we have been through,
Hmm.
good and bad, and the
Yeah,
ways, the ways and
exactly. Hmm.
processes you have to go through, and all those kind of things. Yeah.
Yeah,
So, and we have you here because you have done it first.
Charlie. Exactly.
Yes. Unlike some of us, we didn't do it first time, but you have done it
Yeah.
and then you
Uh-huh.
know the process from A to Z. You've literally
Yeah.
walked the path of
Yeah.
righteousness. Yeah. So, can you tell us about your journey, like your experience and the journey
Okay.
trying to get a US visa?
Yeah. Okay, so most people know this, but then coming from Africa, especially the western part of Africa, to the US, it's very difficult getting a visa to come here because Africans and people from West Africa have this track record of not returning after whatever their mission here was. So the US government knows this. So they try whatever they want to do to reduce or limit the number of people then they allow in the country. And it's very difficult getting a visa to come here. So obviously everyone's journey is going to be difficult, but then mine was extremely difficult getting here. And it was due to the fact that I made certain mistakes. And also I believe that it's probably because God maybe wanted me to use to help other people. That's how my journey has been. It has been very difficult.
Oh, wow. And I know you have a lot to say about the experience aspect
Yes,
of
exactly.
process it took you to like get a visa. Or
Yes.
I learned from you that you are working on an actual
YouTube
YouTube
video.
video, a long,
Exactly.
really long, I want to say a
Yeah.
substantial YouTube
Hmm.
video with every
Explain every information. Yes.
everyone, every African needs
Yes.
to like to come here, the right
Yeah.
process and everything. So
Exactly.
when would that video? When do you think that video is gonna come out?
Or probably in about a week or two, that
A
that
week.
should be out on my
All right.
YouTube channel.
Okay, so you're going to give us the full
Full
gist.
gist, everything.
This,
I'm not going to hide
this,
anything at all. I'm going to say the real truth and the truth
yes.
that people would never tell you about coming to America. The exact journey from someone who has really, really struggled to actually get here.
Good. Because we
Yes.
have a limited time here, so the
Yes.
full video that's going to be on YouTube channel is
Yes.
going to have the
Exactly.
full thing, especially our Ghanaians who would like
Yeah.
when they watch that video you're going to
Yeah,
drop.
they watch all these videos and they just feel like, oh, that is it. Oh, I can come here. And then they enter the real world and that is it. They just start messing up.
And that's why you're here to
Yeah.
enlighten some of us.
Hmm.
Yeah. So and people can get answers from other places, or people can get answers from your
Yeah.
text, or people can
Hmm.
get answers from your ebook too
Yeah.
as well. So
Exactly.
everything will also be made into clips on social media for
Yeah,
people
exactly. Especially on TikTok because it has been blowing lately. Yeah, by God's grace,
to go
been
space.
blowing
Yes.
lately.
So
Yeah.
Sam Charles, so what
Yeah.
motivated you to travel to
Okay.
the United States?
All right. So it started when I was probably 12, back in 2012, 2013. I used to go to the cafe a lot back then. And I was one time scrolling on Facebook and I just saw this picture of a woman in snow. I think the caption or the location of the picture was Massachusetts or whatever. I don't know. But then all of a sudden, that picture just caught me. And that moment, it's like a spirit just entered in me that I wanted to come to America. Like, whatever, I don't know where that spirit came from. It just fell upon me that I have to go to America. So for about 10, 12 years, all my focus has been on America. I have never moved my focus from America. And secondly, now in my family we don't really have people over here, so I just wanted to be that person, like that uncle that, oh, we have an uncle in America, we have this in America, in case of anything we have someone in America. And that has been the motivation, honestly. Yes.
Wow. So like
Exactly.
I mean a lot of people have like
Hmm.
seen that, but I don't
Yeah,
think that has been their motivation at all.
exactly. Most people get they get deceived by the the pictures people post online, like they are looking nice. They feel jealous when they see their friends, living life in America, driving in Teslas and stuff. They feel, oh, their
Yeah.
friends are better than them, so they also want to start working on visas to come to America. But then they start a journey, and because their motivation is very weak, their why is very weak, they give up along the line.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Hmm.
And what challenges did you face during your
Yes.
visa process? What are the challenges?
Okay, so the first challenge is probably support. I didn't really get much support on this journey. You know how people already have relatives over here
Mhm.
who's sending them money. Which stage are you right now? Like, how much do you need? How much is the forms? How much is this? How much is that? And then secondly, probably finance. It's also under support. So I had to finance everything by myself, right from the scratch. Had to dig out information by myself, do research by myself, do all the sacrifice by
Mm.
myself to actually get here. And even getting here, I had people over here, but then they just didn't want to support me, but then I still sailed through. Yeah, so that has been the probably the number one challenge that I experienced.
Uh, and
Mhm.
it's like it's the same to a lot of Ghanaians.
Yes,
I don't know. It's the
most
same
people don't really get the support.
right now. Yeah. And I feel like it's something that people
Yeah.
fight for like years
Hmm.
for to like
Yes,
obtain it. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. And so like when it comes to deciding where you wanted to come to,
Yes.
what's what's the thoughts that was put in?
Okay, so probably I didn't get the question as in choosing the location or a state to
Yeah,
actually come to.
yeah, the states.
Okay,
Yeah.
so for me, the mistake that I made was I was obsessed with New York. Like I wanted to move to New York because Times Square, New York has the skyscrapers and all that. People are always hyping New York and all that. So I had always wanted to be in New York. So I remember applying to schools in New York, like about 20 schools, all in New York. And then cost of living in New York is expensive. So it
Yeah.
affected my fees. So let's say a private school in West Virginia or a private school in Ohio might be $42,000 a year. But then in New York, it's around $68,000. $68,000. When you go to the embassy, the visa officer will not believe that you have that money in your account.
Yeah.
So they'll be like, my friend, get out of the way. But then that same school or that same, maybe I had a scholarship of $20,000 in New York. Someone would also have 25,000 or even less than what I had in the different states. But then their visas would get approved because their balance will be lower than me. And that
Mhm.
has been the biggest mistake that I ever made on this journey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So were there like any obstacle? What's like specific obstacles did you like
Okay.
have to like overcome in this
Okay,
process?
so I think the first obstacle was me feeling that I was late in life because imagine being on a journey or working on something that it has been on your mind for about 10 years and then seeing people actually achieving it. You just question yourself, but I started this journey before these people. I even helped people apply to schools, apply for visas and come here, and I was still struggling with mine. Like it was very crazy. So I think one of the biggest obstacle and the biggest challenge probably was me comparing myself to other people. Like, why is this person's own coming faster than mine? Like, how come I started working on mine and this person had their visas on the first try and I am here, I've dropped out of university and all that, and I'm late in life. I had setbacks and all that. So it's also an obstacle that I had to overcome in the first place. Yes.
And
Mhm.
those things are actually true when like
Very true.
you are on a process or something, someone comes
Yes.
to
And
your
people
life,
are achieving, yes.
give you your
Mhm.
help, and you give them the help, and they
Mhm.
kind of like they surpass you and like, what
Yeah.
are you doing wrong? Like after I
Mhm.
know this, yeah, that's life in
That's life. Yeah.
so many situations, not even just
Mhm.
traveling, but so many work,
Exactly.
every form of like
Mhm.
industry, something
Yeah.
like. And what kept you motivated? Like what kept you persistent after even this, after you helping people, they
Mhm.
are going and you are still here.
Yeah. Okay, so it's probably three things. That is the first thing, the motivation, my why. I wanted to achieve that dream so badly. Like I just didn't imagine myself not coming to America. I didn't project. I'm not saying Ghana is a bad country, but I just couldn't see myself living in Ghana in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years. I just didn't know what to do in Ghana. Like the school that I was attending, the course that I was reading, I wasn't seeing any future in it. But then when I look at myself in America, I see myself making podcasts, YouTube, like
Yeah.
inspiring people, writing books and all that. That has been the inspiration. Like I just felt this place is in the right place for me. And secondly, the fact that I have started this journey. There's a saying that if you can't stop dreaming about it, don't stop working on it. So if I'm going to sleep, I'm always having this feeling of America. Like I never for once lost interest in it. I was obsessed, like serious obsession.
Wow.
So the fact that I didn't lose them, sometimes it's like chasing a girl or someone you like. You chase
Yeah.
them for about 2 months and then it's not working, then you just lose. So, but for me, I never lost the interest. I was always interested in it. So that was what probably kept me going. And the fact that I had come too far, like I've struggled, daydreamed, and all that, and putting that aside, it wasn't easy. And I also have track records of actually achieving anything that I set my mind to. So when I was in JHS in Ghana, primary school, whatever, I said to myself that I was going to attend Accra Academy. I was obsessed with Accra Academy. I would manifest it, talk about it everywhere. I ended up not applying to Accra Academy, but then I went to Accra Academy. And secondly, when I was in Accra Academy, I said I was going to be an athlete. I was going to run at super zonals and all these things. I was obsessed over it. I would train, do every single thing, manifest that I was running at super zonals, and I also achieved it. So I kind of had that feeling, I had that confidence that if I've set my mind to this and I achieved it, then it probably means that I can achieve this American dream, and I actually did it. Yeah.
Good, good.
And right now, it has given me this boost that I can actually achieve anything that I set my mind to.
You want to achieve, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And did you like seek assistance from anyone that has been through this kind of situation or was
Okay.
going through that kind of situation?
Yeah, probably when I reach out to people to help, they mostly haven't been through what I was going through at that time, like not being supported. Most of the people I reached out to, they were helped by their uncles. They probably had the information or they had so much knowledge about it when they were in high school. But then unfortunately, I didn't get this kind of information. I didn't get access to them. I started researching about these things when I was done with high school. So probably that should also be another problem. Yeah.
Oh. So you had to like do your own thing from
Everything by myself, research all the time, like read about schools, watch YouTube videos, countless YouTube videos, every single thing by myself.
okay. And what were like the misconceptions about like what are the like misconceptions about like obtaining a US visa? Like the
Okay.
things you hear people saying, things that
Yeah.
scare you
Mhm.
now
So
you know like
the,
what.
the first misconception is that people think that your visa is actually determined, like they have a number of people they want to approve in a day. That is very common because you see the
Mhm.
way people are being refused at the embassies. Myself, when I
Yeah,
went for the interview,
yeah,
about 500 people in the queue. They were just refusing. Bam, bam, bam. And it was sometimes it was a bit funny because you see a police officer in his uniform and badges and all that, and then he gets refused. And it was very funny. So people have this misconception that they interview people, they have a number of people they approve. Once they get a number, that is it, they are gone. I'm not sure they have such thing because first of all, it's based on the information that you put out there, the information you
yeah,
submit online, and also how you present yourself at the interview, and most importantly, the kind of fees that you are going to pay. There's no way you can go to the embassy with a school fees of $45,000 and you expect the visa officer to believe you can pay that money. They know Ghana. They know that Ghana is not a first class country. They know that Ghana and Nigeria, we are the same. It's a third class country. Not many people, not up to 500 people have that amount of money in the account. So you going there, probably they wouldn't believe you. That is the first thing that is one misconception that people have. And also they think that just getting to school and going to the interview would guarantee you a visa, but then that is not it. You have to be very strategic with it. Like you don't have to look suspicious. With them, what I heard about visa officers is that when you come to the counter, their perception is that you are a potential immigrant, like you don't want to return. So you have to prove to them that, I'm just coming to the school. And then when I'm done, I would have to return. So you have to prove to them through the fees you are going to pay, through the kind of education that you are going to read and all that. You shouldn't look suspicious. So that is also another misconception. Yeah.
and do you have any tips for those who are in the situation you were in before,
Yep.
like the
Mhm.
struggle process? Some people, a lot of
Yes.
people in that situation right now. What is like the tips that you have for them, like
Mhm.
strategies on like?
Okay. Probably people in my situation right now are those who have lost hope. Like they feel like probably America isn't it, or maybe they should just forget about it. If your visa is not getting approved or you are not working things out, it's probably because you missed some information or you just need some little information to just get it done. So let's say you've gone for a visa interview and you've been refused maybe once or twice. There should be a reason. They wouldn't refuse you for no reason. Maybe he's in a bad mood. That is what most people think. Oh, the visa officer is not in a good mood today, so she refused me. I don't think visa officers actions or something that happened that morning affects their job. It's not done. So probably there should be a reason. Probably you are going with a school that is the fees is extremely high, and you are creating that suspicion that this boy doesn't return, that wouldn't return, or maybe when you go for the interview you don't look confident as you should. So probably fix these things and then you get the visa approved. When you get refused, one interesting thing is that you are given the reason. People take that reason general, like they make it to be general. For example, you are given a 214B, which is the most common reason on which they bounce people or they refuse people. So on this, they give just three reasons. Your visa was refused because you don't have sufficient funds. Number two, you look like a potential immigrant. Or number three, you couldn't, something I've forgotten about it. But then you should know that once they've given you a general refusal letter, it should show that they've categorized you guys. So they gave you that letter because you fall into one of these categories, and it's up to you to identify it. And when you are someone who goes deep into research or you think critically, you should be able to find the reason why you were refused. Yes.
Yeah. So with your experience with like getting rejected and all that, how did that like change your mindset or your like your perception of like America and their immigration law
Yeah.
and policies?
Okay, so my perception was that America is actually looking out for the best for you. Most people think that when they refuse them visas, it's because the visa officer doesn't like them. So with my second visa interview, if I was approved that visa, I would have been in so much trouble, to be honest. And I know it will come as a shock, but then for my second visa interview, the fees that I was supposed to pay in a year was 55,000 US dollars. And how on earth was I going to raise that money, especially in New York? So when I went for the interview, the second one, the woman was so interested. She literally gave me good questions and all that. And unfortunately, she told me that my visa was not approved. I had to plead with her that, oh, just give me a reason. And then she finally said, oh, you are going to a school in New York, right? And you are going for undergraduate, right? Your fees is too much. And I was like,
Hmm.
really? That is the reason why you refused me? And she said yes. And I was like, so if I change my school and I get to lower fees, I have a higher chance, right? And she was like, yes. And that is it. That was the biggest blessing ever. She told me the truth that I would have struggled to pay the fees. And it's very true. When I came here and I saw the system, you see how people back home see the system that the moment you get here, things start flowing, you start
They
making money, you
think
start
that
getting.
when
Yes,
you get to the airport, so then they'll give you back
exactly. They think that the moment you get to the point of entry, you are giving $10,000 as welcome money. When you
yeah,
get here, they
welcome.
are paying this because they see things on the media that, oh, people are working here and they are making this amount of money. But then that is not it. It's far from the truth. When you come here, it's a whole different country. You can't just enter into a new country, new environment, and start flourishing. It will take you some time. So that should
Yeah.
probably be the best thing that that woman did to me, like refusing me on the second time. Yes.
Wow. And when you were down, your hopelessness time,
Yes.
like you're
Mhm.
disappointed, like your lowest,
Depressed. Yes.
depressed, how did you overcome like that?
Probably I remember back then, one thing that I used to do was probably one thing about me is that I have this gift of revelation. Anything that I dream about actually comes to pass. Like everything that would happen, I have dreams about it. So I used to get dreams of myself in America. Like I'll have dreams and I'm in America. I'll have dreams and I'm in the US. Like I see myself in the US. And those dreams feel so real that you'd wake up and you're like, like it's just a dream. So those were the things holding me. The fact that I had dreams about it, it shows that probably God is actually giving it to me. He has given it to me spiritually. Then it means I have to make it manifest physically. And that was
Yeah,
what kept me going. And also prayers. The moment I start praying to God, telling him that, oh, I fell down because of this, I just feel fine. And people tend to forget the God factor in this whole journey because you need God to back you. Because people are like, oh, prayers wouldn't give you visas. But then some of these things, when you're a Christian, the Bible says the heart of a king lies into the hands of God. God can probably influence a visa officer that, oh, some few mistakes, you just ignore it. He or she will just ignore it.
yeah.
When I did my third interview, I was fumbling. Like, I don't remember the things that I said. I was just fumbling. But then the woman just like, oh, okay, she's fine. And I knew it was favor that was working that very day. 100% God. I knew it. Yes. So probably that should be another factor.
Okay. Okay, then after you received your
Mhm.
visa, what were like
I'm telling you.
how are you like your emotions?
I
How
my I think I literally cried. So what happened is that when I was approved, my initial reaction was like, yes, like in front of the visa officer, and she stopped for about a second. She was like, come on. She was surprised that what is wrong with this boy? And then she just passed the document to me silent. And I literally ran out of the visa room. Like I was scared that she would call me back that hey, bring
yeah,
them. I
bring you
was
back?
I was scared. So when I ran out of the visa room, everyone knew that I was approved. It was clear. And for that minute or that few hours, it felt like a dream. I felt like there's no way I'm going to America. Like finally, the dream actually is coming to pass. I came out of the visa office and I ran for about 30 minutes nonstop because I had gone crazy. I called my parents. I'm like, yo, it has been given to me. It was like, yeah, thank God. And it's like, it felt so real that I just couldn't believe that I was actually approved a US visa. I ran nonstop. I couldn't wait to get home. I just couldn't wait. And then what even made it more real that it was happening is that when I went for my visa, the passport itself, when I checked the stamp and I saw my face with the number and everything, I'm like, how is this possible? Am I dreaming? Like, it was just so interesting. But then after a month or two, I became used to it. Like, I mean, this is America,
Yeah.
and what is it? And let alone
Habitual.
when I got here for about a week. Oh, this is America. Finally, I mean, landing in New York and all that. It
Mhm.
was a bit interesting. And all that. After a week, I'm like, come on, it's just like Ghana, but then this is more developed. So yeah, that was the initial reaction. I filmed the video of myself, my first reaction. I made a video about it. Like, guys, I had my visa approved. I'll play it probably when I'm making that video. That
Yeah,
was
yeah,
my initial reaction.
yeah.
Yes.
What were your expectations for the journey to the United States?
I was expecting that when I come here, I would be loved. Like in my mind, I was expecting that, oh, I'll be mingling with people. Like the moment I get here, they're going to treat me like, you see how Ghana, we are all together. I imagine myself
Yeah,
being friends with almost everyone. I imagine myself not having problems with race and all that, like people feeling free to talk to me. But then when I got here, I realized that it was way different. Like
that's
some
changed.
people, the first time some people are meeting black people, and they are not going to treat you like they know you already. They are just going to be a bit scared, they've not seen you before, so they are going to act a bit somewhere. And it was very painful, like initially. But then I'm okay now. I'm used to it.
Yeah, so your expectations changed over time, huh?
When I came here, my expectations changed. I thought when I had this expectation that America was like heaven, like there was no problems here until I got here and I saw that there were accidents just like Ghana, people fight just like Ghana, people still just like
It's
Ghana,
worse over here, bro.
especially in New York, Queens, Bronx,
Yeah,
all these places were just like Ghana. They sell on the streets like Ghana, almost everything like Ghana. And I was like, come on, then
yeah.
America. So
People
when I
get
see people back home obsessing over America and Canada, I'm like, come on, America is just it's just a
it's
normal
another
place.
man's land with
Yeah,
so many
it's just a normal
false
place.
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how has your life changed since you got here? After
So
like after
first of all,
you this and everything, you got here. How's your life changed?
okay, coming here, I was extremely shy of things, like extremely scared of people. Like I would, if you are cheating me, I would not talk about it. I would just ignore it. And I was a big people pleaser. Like I would be treated badly, but then I would not speak up if maybe something is not going right. I'll just keep quiet. But then when I came here, that spirit of shyness just vanished. Like automatically, because it will get to a point that when you get here, your shyness will start costing you money. Imagine there's a mistake on your student account. Let's say they mistakenly disbursed $200 into your account for maybe no reason, some unnecessary charge. And you are like, oh, I'm shy, so I'm not going to report the incident. Oh, I can't go to the office to tell them. You are going to be, at the end of the day, you are going to lose money. So when I realized that I have to speak up for myself to save myself from money, to
Yeah.
save myself from a whole lot of things, I started speaking up. I put shyness aside. I would go to the office, make complaints that, oh, I realized that there has been this charge on my account, but then I don't have anything like that. So little by little, the shyness started leaving me. And I realized that one thing that also changed about me was my confidence. I didn't have any confidence. But then when I came here, you start speaking in class. They ask you to speak in class. It's part of your academics. You need the grades. So I started speaking up in class. When I need something, I rise, I speak, and it's probably shaped me. It has changed me totally differently.
And what are the cultural differences that like
Yes.
surprised you
Um,
when you got here?
So the first cultural difference is that in Ghana, when or back home, when people see you for the first time, they talk to you. That is it, forever and ever. You owe them greetings. The moment you see them, they talk to you.
Yeah,
I think I told you before. So
yeah,
over here, they can meet you today. You can be their project partner or whatever. They will talk to you for. I spoke to one lady for 3 hours. We were having fun walking around. And the next day, she saw me. She didn't mind me. I was like, how? I started texting all my friends that is this how the people over here are like? You talk to them
yeah.
today, the following day they don't talk to you. Like, and they were like, no, it's normal. They don't have any issue. I remember one time texting one guy that, yo, what did I do to you? You don't talk to me no more. He was like, no, I don't have an issue with you. Like, you are fine. I'm
They
like,
don't.
how?
That's how they
Because
are.
it was a serious cultural shock. Like in
Yeah,
Ghana, when I see you somewhere at an event, that is it. We are friends. The following day I see you, I'm talking to you now. But here, it's
yeah.
totally different.
Every time
Way, way different.
you be share. Like
Yes.
we
Over
meet,
here, they
oh,
don't mind.
what's up? Yeah,
Today, yesterday we were very friendly. Today, back to default. I don't know you. I don't talk to you.
don't
That
know
is
you.
it.
That's
That was
normal.
the biggest cultural shock.
Yeah, totally. And so far, what's been your most memorable and heartwarming like memory since you got here?
Okay, so over here, one thing that I love, and I would say it's probably been the greatest memory was over here, it's more like a family thing. Like people, we see each other as equal. For instance, you see in Ghana, sometimes when you bring your friends home, your parents act like you are your friends. Like you don't bring them to your room, so those kind of things. But over here, it's more like we are a family. You would hear someone say that my grandma's best friend's brother's birthday party, so we are going. The other day we had
You
an
don't know the
invite.
person. You don't even
You
know
don't know
them.
the person, but then it's normal over
You
here.
can go.
The other
Yeah,
day, or the other day, we had an invite from this family from Saint Lucia, and then she was like, her best friend's daughter is having what. So she invited the woman, and the woman invited the grandson, and the grandson invited the best friend, and the best friend invited me. And we went there, we were like equal, like we were almost the same. We went to the
yeah,
same place, sat on the same table. It's more like we are a family. Like we could be on FaceTime with three different families. We don't know each other, but then we are more like a family. And that
yeah.
is one of the best and my greatest memory ever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true. I've also experienced that.
yeah,
And what advice do you have for like anyone facing a
mm,
visa challenges right now?
yeah.
In
So
abroad?
as I said earlier on, if you are being refused the visa, it's probably because there is something wrong. The visas officers don't really have the mindsets that, oh, let's punish the people and let them waste too much money. They want the best for you. From what I think, they want the best for you. That they know that when you come to America, it's not easy as most of us think. Don't
Mm.
let the media lie to you. Some people come here and they're like, oh, once I get here, I'm going to work for 12 hours and I'll get my money back. I'll save this amount of, but no. But the
Yeah,
moment you get here for about 3 weeks, you are going to be confused. You feel like you've not moved. When I came here at first, I was like, I'm still in a dream. I told my friends that it feels like I'm still dreaming. Like, how would you get to a
yeah,
new country, new city? You don't know anyone, new set of people. They have different actions, and then you expect to flow with the system. It will take some time. But then people feel that, oh, the moment I land here, my life is going to change. It will take a very long time for your life to change.
yeah,
Probably if you have a family here, and not even family, like most people get here and they don't talk to their family anymore, they just separate.
yeah, yeah,
So if you are going through this process and you feel like, oh, the moment I get here, my life is going to change, please change that mindset. Know that it will take some time, probably 3 months. Till date, I'm still not used to the food over here. I barely eat American food. I'm always eating fries, drinks. I'm still not
yeah,
used to the system. For
yeah,
about 2, 3 months, I'm still not used to the system. So if you are working on this journey, you are being refused visas, even though you get used to the system, things will start working. Do not give up in the first place. Just know that once you get here, your labor will not be in vain. But it wouldn't be the immediate 3 months or the immediate 6 months. It's going to take a very long time. When you get here, you are going to face a whole lot of challenges. You feel like you don't belong here. You feel awkward. It got to a point that I was only black person in my class, and it was so embarrassing. Like I not even embarrassing, but then imagine you being a black person having an accent, and then in class when they ask the question, the lecturer will have to speak like, "Oh, come again," and then they
yeah.
will have to
You
get
don't get
close,
the
and
accent.
it
You
felt
don't get the
so weird.
accent.
Like
Go back and
all
forth.
these things, it's very it affects you mentally, but then people
Yeah,
don't consider these things. They feel like the ones they get here, the white people are friendly, people over here are nice, so they're going to fit in automatically. It will take a very long time.
yeah.
Yes.
And how's like this entire experience
Mhm.
like? How has it like shaped your
Yes, to
dream
expect for
class?
it has shaped me to expect nothing from anyone. Like to
Yeah,
not expect that people should greet me. Like when you meet me, you don't expect. I wouldn't expect greetings from me because, I mean, we are back to default. We met yesterday. We had a conversation. We did everything, but then today we are back to default. So I'm okay with it. It has shaped me differently.
yeah. So that means for your story, right?
Mhm.
Determination and perseverance has really like
Very perseverant, like so much perseverance, so much, so much. And funny enough, I'll probably in about a year or two, I would probably release videos of when I was depressed back then. I used to film videos because I had this mindset that, oh, 3 years from now, I would post this video to inspire people. So back then, I remember when I was crying and I was depressed, I'll just film a video and I'll be talking in front of the camera that this is what I'm going through. I remember going to hide in bushes just to be alone because imagine be, dropping out of university, investing all your emotions, your everything that you had for the past 1 year into a visa, then you just get refused. Like imagine, and one thing is that when people start applying for visas, they think they are already in America. They start daydreaming about it. They enter the visa rooms with the expectation that I'm coming out with a visa. So they have all these daydreams, they have the plans. They've even told their people here that Charlie, when we come here, we are going to link up here. Charlie will be doing this. You there, relax. Let me come first. So when they go, then they get bounced. It's they're like they go crazy. So yeah, that's also one thing that I would have to consider in the first place.
okay. And how was your perspective on immigration and international travel?
Mhm.
How's it like evolved like through your personal journey, like
As in like
international travel, immigration, like first your perception of it, and now yeah, you've gotten here, like the
mhm.
process and the experience that you've already like
Okay.
been through. Okay,
All
like
right. So first thing is you can't probably. I was an emotionally weak person. Like I was weak emotionally until I got here and I realized that you can't travel abroad if you're emotionally weak. Like don't put it at the back of your mind that I'm a weak person. The least thing affects me. When people don't talk to me, I get sad. Put it at the back of your mind that when you come to America, expect everything. When you come to abroad, your families are not here to speak for you. No one is here. People don't really console you like, oh, everything will be fine. They'll just go and see the therapist or go and see the counselor. I've gone to see a counselor, I've gone to see a therapist, but there was no significant change. So I told myself that either I sink or I swim. As an immigrant, you have to develop that emotional strength, that resilience, because you're going to meet some of the worst things. Some of the worst things, immigrants are the ones who go through it. So when you're coming here, build your emotion. Make sure that you're not the type that people's dislike for you affect you, because you meet people who do not like you. Like, and they'll show it. They will not hide it. They'll show it. So you have to prepare yourself that when I come here and people do not like me, I would have to get that mental toughness to live with it. When I come here and people are not used to it, are not used to me, or they see me in a way, I'll be used to it. I'll be okay with it. I wouldn't be bothered. So that was one thing that's literally changed me as an immigrant coming here and seeing the kind of attitude over here. I'm like, nah, I need to be very careful. I need to change certain things about me. Yes.
And like, what message do you have for everyone watching this video, listening? Like, what message do you have for them when it regards to pursuing their dreams?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how
Charlie,
you,
do not give up. Once you've started this journey, you've literally placed your mind on it. Like you can't stop thinking about it. Just do not give up. Like there was a reason why God gave you that dream. He doesn't give dreams without providing how you are going to figure it out. If I had not gone through all these struggles, all these visa rejections, all this pain, all this depression, probably you might not be watching this video. Would not have had anything to talk about. If I had gone for the interview and first day I just got approved, like I wouldn't have much say, and people wouldn't really get the motivation they are looking when they go online and search for how to deal with visa rejection, how to do this. Probably God wanted me to be the type that, oh, I'm going to let you go through all the pain. And then you let people who are also coming after you learn how to deal with DS, because a lot of people are going to make mistakes no matter what. And when they make the mistakes, they would need certain things to console them. They will need certain things to help them bounce back. And that is what has helped me. So I believe that if you are going through this pain, if you are going through this journey and you are being rejected, you are not getting the support that you need, just know that probably there should be a reason behind it. And the reason could be that God is actually using you as a testimony, or you are making some silly mistakes like I used to do back then.
wow,
Yes.
that's like inspiring and impactful like
Yeah.
word from you. And so we have a lot to talk about, but
Exactly.
we're not going to have all this on the podcast interview.
Yeah. On YouTube.
We know that all the information anyone needs, right,
Mhm.
about traveling to US,
Traveling the
America,
US. Yeah.
education, grades,
Mhm.
everything you need
Yeah.
to do to survive here when you get here, right?
Exactly.
It's going to be in a full length video on your
Yeah.
YouTube channel,
I
and
already made a 1 hour guide about the exact truth about studying in the US, but then I didn't really delve deep. I just brushed the
okay,
surface of getting here and changing the mindset of some people. But then with the upcoming video, I'm literally going to break it down, like talk
okay,
about every single thing they never
in
tell you.
depth, in
Yes.
depth information. So, guys, after watching this video, prepare for the full impact video.
Follow me on all
This is just a
socials.
trailer. This is just a trailer.
Yeah.
What you're watching is just a trailer to the actual movie from
Yeah.
Sam, which he's going to
Exactly.
put out in the next couple of days. And
Yeah.
you guys should get ready. When it comes up, we're all going to share the links for you guys to watch
Exactly.
the actual video. If any information, you got any information from here, you can run with it, run with it. If
Exactly.
you feel like you need more information, you can get his ebook. It's
Hmm.
selling in the platform seller. It's on
Exactly.
Instagram and TikTok.
It's on my TikTok. Once you click on my TikTok profile, it
Yeah,
should be there. Yeah.
you can get the ebook. If you think you cannot wait for his actual full video, or you feel
Hmm.
like this interview hasn't given you all your answers, you can get the
Exactly.
ebook from his the seller platform. You can buy it
Yeah.
and read it. And if you think reading is not your thing and you want to like watch short clips of
Short clips.
short clips, you can check out his TikTok. He has so many videos of
Yeah.
answering so many questions from like comments
Yeah.
and DMs.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you can watch all those things. Since TikToks are really fun to watch, so
Yeah.
you can engage in that. Yeah. And
Exactly.
yeah. So basically that's it for now. Don't forget to follow Sam Charles on
All
Instagram and
social media handles.
it's underscore Sam Charles underscore. And
Mhm.
also follow me to um underscore XOXO.
Mhm.
Yeah. So Sam.
Charlie,
Yeah, Charlie.
then
We are
thanks so
good.
much. Thanks so much for putting me on.
Yeah, Charlie.